But Nick, we wanted to talk about one other thing, one other piece of interesting news. This one coming from Jason Stark of The Athletic, that there's, quote, buzz around the golden at bat rule among MLB owners, which would allow MLB teams basically one at bat per game where any player from the lineup could take that at bat regardless of where they fall in the lineup. You're smirking and laughing. I have a feeling I know your response to this, but let's go ahead and get your response to that.
This just feels like the kind of gimmick that a league that's dying would try, right? This feels like the I don't know what league, but it feels like a league. Who am I missing?
No, you're good. I'm yelling at my daughter.
Oh. I'm gonna start over here. Craig, this feels like a rule that a league that is dying would do, like a gimmick. Hey, we're falling apart. We gotta really, throw something on this XFL type stuff almost. I like a lot of the Manfred rule changes. I've said many times the most controversial one, the extra inning rule. I thought I was gonna hate it, and I ended up loving it. I don't know, man. This one is a lot. This is completely changing like baseball. I mean, it would be fun. Like, I think as a guy who's loves baseball and loves the history of baseball, I would hate it. I think once it happened, I think I'd be like, this is awesome. This is cool. I love the strategy. Do you use them in the second inning because you got the bases loaded? I think most fans will go, you have to save them. You have to save them. And I'd be the guy going, no, this is your opportunity. I'm looking at the win probability. I can see my head loving this idea. But as like a guy who's tries to respect the beautiful game, this is just desecrating it, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wild concept for sure. I don't know. I mean, you can correct me if you can think of anything else. Like, I can't really think of any other league that has like substantially changed a rule like this that would affect potentially every single game. Like the 3-point line back in like decades ago.
It's probably
obviously you had things like instant replay review, and even if you talk about the overtime rule changes in football, but like none of those feel as significant as this potentially could be, and as contrary to tradition, right? Like replay, like you said, at the end of the day, the job of the officials is trying to make the call and make it right. So like that makes sense. Overtime, it's about player safety and stuff like that. This is legitimately just trying to like dude perfect the heck out of the sport and just make it appease to as wide a margin as possible, and hope that you get some crazy scenario where Aaron Judge comes up in the bottom of the ninth trailing by 3 with bases loaded and 2 outs. Like insane. And what if that batter is on base already? What happens if, let's say, Aaron Judge comes up and I walk him to go to first to load the bases to face whoever's fourth in their lineup?
They have to swap, right?
Can Aaron Judge then come back and take that at bat?
The batter at the plate has to take that base, maybe.
Take the base.
I don't know. The more we talk about it, I almost kind of get talked into. It's like kind of awesome, but I don't know, man. This is just, I think it would be good for the game. I kind of hesitate to say that because there would be so many people. I mean, this is like the one. There'd be people that would be, I'm never watching baseball again. I can just read the Facebook posts. I can see the tweets, the blue sky, the wherever the hell people are these days. I can see it. I mean, like the extra inning rule, people are mad, but I don't think there's a whole lot of people protesting. This is one that would protest. But I also go, man, like, you could have like a whole baseball channel to the golden at bat. And when the team uses their golden at bat, boom, it pops up on your screen. Like, and people would love that. Like, if you're a casual fan, like, oh, hey, they're using the golden at bat, I'm going to tune into this game. I don't know. This is wild. I almost think I could get talked in. And I almost, when we started this conversation, like, no, I'm not against this, but I don't know. I'm talking myself into it, Craig.
Well, Jason spells out some different potential variations on the rule and constraints on the rule that could potentially be talked about, including that only teams that are trailing at the time could potentially use the golden at bat. Also talks about where if the batter is due up next, not like now, but next, bringing them up, and then what happens if they get on base? Do they come back and go again? You know, lots of questions. Could like I just mentioned, could the batter basically be at first base and come back and take another at bat? So I don't know. There's a lot of interesting wrinkles that, again, like you said, the number of managers that would be next to that computer just typing in scenarios, trying to figure out what's the best time to use it and everything. And I can only imagine Elliott Rearing second guessing Terry Francona using it in the second inning when he could have used it in the eighth, and how upset he would be at that. So, I mean, there's a lot of...
You'd have controversy every single night. There would be something every single night that you're second guessing on. And a lot of that kind of went away with the DH and a lot of just the style of the game now. It is very, by the computer. I mean, and yes, this would be by the computer, but you could still debate the computer. Like you could, it'd be so easy. So yeah, I mean, it would be wild. I don't know. I want to see. Can we get this in the minor leagues in 2025? Right? I want to see this for myself and kind of see how it works. Obviously, it's not gonna have the same kind of drama, but I don't know. Is Noelvi Marte going to be my golden hitter in AAA next year? I'd love to see that.
Hey, can we test out the opposite, where I, as the defense, get to pick which batter has to bat for this at bat? Because I want that matchup. Let's go both ways here.
Craig, let's play this out here. If you use the golden rule, then the other team gets at any point to do what you just said. Like if you do it, the punishment is now the opposing team can pick any player at any spot. We could get really creative with it. Let's just screw up the whole fabric of the game.
Next thing you know, we're going to be playing wiffle ball.
Yeah. There's so many people that just turn this podcast. I'm never listening to this again. These guys hate baseball.
I'm sorry, Facebook Fred. I didn't mean it. But that and other rule proposals and much more will be discussed at the upcoming winter meeting, Nick. A couple important dates coming up in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, the winter meetings, they get started this weekend. They get started on Sunday, and then they run through Tuesday. Is that December 12th? Or no, they run through Wednesday, December 11th. December 11th, the last day, has the Rule 5 draft. December 10th has the draft lottery. So, yeah, still working out some details, but hoping to do some live shows most of those nights, kind of talk about it. Hoping to do a live show during the draft lottery. Hopefully, Reds get that ping pong ball for another Chase Burns. That'd be fun. But yeah, I mean, there's always a lot of rumors and action and interesting things at the winter meetings. I think, Craig, the Reds are going to be very active on the trade market. Doesn't mean that there's going to be trades at the winter meetings, but if you're talking about guessing when a trade would be most likely would happen next week if you're just trying to pick a random date. So certainly we'll be paying close attention to that and excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of conversations at the very least start at winter meetings, or kind of have the opportunity to intensify at winter meetings when the MLB general managers are together and in person. So, there will be a lot of rumors circulating, a lot of different things coming out. So it'll be fun to watch. And as you said, that starts on December 9th and runs, did I say that right? That runs December 9th through the 12th. Yeah. So we'll be paying attention to that, and obviously stay tuned. We'll announce a schedule for our live streams and everything else as we get more info.
So Monday through Thursday is when it is. I had said Sunday. I had screwed it up. Yeah, Monday through Thursday is when it is.
Yeah, the 9th through the 12th. So I'm trying to look real quick and see if there were any significant trades or anything that happened at the 2023 MLB winter meetings. I believe there were some like signings back then too. It looks like Shohei dominated talks around the winter meetings.
Yeah, I feel like the last winter meetings were pretty quiet. Obviously, it was exciting for the Reds because they got the number 2 draft pick, or at least exciting for me. But I feel like last year was and probably a lot of it was Shohei Ohtani. I mean, you still have the whole Juan Soto thing. Juan Soto is a massive piece that obviously is a huge domino that's probably going to create a domino effect. But I don't think it's nearly the Shohei Ohtani. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it's the same type of Shohei Ohtani. We're holding up business, because I just think that there's probably less teams that are willing to pay Juan Soto than would have been willing to pay Shohei Ohtani. Like, I think almost every team would have been willing to pay Shohei Ohtani.
And so it looks like last year, actually, Juan Soto was traded to the Yankees during these winter meetings. So that came out of this. Craig Kimbrell signed with the Orioles last year.
You got DFA.
How'd that work out for them?
Yeah.
And then, a number of other rumors, and just, there's an opportunity for a lot of the reporters to be in front of these GMs and kind of get their feeling on things. And it's interesting. On December 4th, it was reported that the Padres are waiting on the right return for Soto. And then on December 6th, officially made that trade. So, look, the winter meetings are always exciting, always a lot of rumors going around. Chatterbox Reds will be live with any breaking news from the winter meetings and all off-season long.
As always, Chatterbox Reds is proudly sponsored by Deep South Commodities. DSC is a leader in renewable commodities for biofuel production, specializing in used cooking oil collection, aggregation, and sales. Visit www.deepsouthcommodities.com for more information. Thanks, as always, to our friends at DSC. We also want to remind you that you can call or text 988 anytime, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is a place to get support for anything related to mental health. Whether it's an immediate crisis, simply wanting to find out how to connect with care, or anything in between, it's a 100% confidential, secure, and anonymous way to reach out for help when you don't know where else to turn. To connect, call or text 988 or visit mantherapy.org to get help. It's okay not to be okay.